Hey guys, I'm Voylin and welcome to my second video about JP Study Buddy. I haven't been able to upload any videos because of my busy schedule in the last couple of months, but a lot has changed. So here's a short list of all the things that I have changed about JP Study Buddy. So here's a list of all the things that have changed with JP Study Buddy and the future of the application. First of all, if you remember from the first video, I was using Godot to make this application, but Godot is actually more of a game engine. And although it was kind of easy to make it in Godot, I still decided to switch over to Flutter, which is more meant for making Android applications and iPhone applications. So performance improved, but also the file size. Because the file size was a lot bigger with Godot and now it's quite small. Because basically Flutter doesn't export all the 2D and 3D features that a game engine uses, because like my application won't use 2D or 3D rendering features. So performance became better and the file size became smaller. Next up, I have a loading screen. If you open the application, you see it, there's a little Japanese flag with like a circle spinning. The application loads quite quickly, so you don't really have much time to see it. But hey, there's loading screen. There's also a screen which new users will see now when they start the application. Basically, it has a little bit of information. It's still quite a lot of work in progress things about this application, and it will change to the future, more on that later. As of now, we have a field to enter your username and you have two buttons. The first button says you're new to studying Japanese, so press this one if you're new to studying Japanese. The second button basically says from you're already Nihongo Jozu. The second option is in Japanese, because if you can't read that, then you are really new to learning Japanese. As of now, pressing the Nihongo Jozu button does nothing. But in the future, this will give you a quick quiz to see at which level you are, how far your progress is in Japanese. If you press the new to learning Japanese button, then we see our first lesson. This is also still a work in progress, and I'm bad at designing things. I take functionality first and after that I look more towards design, but I'm terrible at design. So first we have our vocab section displaying the kanji, if there's kanji available, because some words don't have kanji, the kana, the meaning of the words, and what type the word actually is. Remembering the type can be kind of useful because the sentences will be automatically made, so yeah, more info on that later. If we scroll down, we see the grammar section, which displays the rules, some examples. There's not really much of an explanation of the grammar, and that's mainly because it requires quite a lot of work and time, which I don't really have right now, so yeah. If we press start, we get into the learning reviewing section of the application. Basically the place where all the practicing and learning will happen. At this moment, the buttons don't really work and the text is also just a placeholder for now. So yeah, basically every time when you finish your reviewing, your reviews for the day, you will be presented with 10 new vocab words and 1 grammar rule, like the lesson that you saw before. Kind of the same structure. But I have my doubts about this lesson screen. I could make detailed lessons, but this will take way too much time. And I honestly am not sure if I should even include the lesson pages. I'm considering just throwing words and phrases at the user for them to figure it out themselves. If the users make a mistake, they can learn from their mistakes. So every learning session, they will get 10 new words. They will probably struggle a bit. There's also 1 new grammar rule, so yeah, I'm not sure if people find this good or not. I personally like to learn by making mistakes. If you don't really see the words before you actually like have to practice them, maybe like of course you will first make a mistake and then I'm stuck. To be honest, I still really like the idea of this application, but I'm too busy with all the things right now to invest the time which is needed to complete this project. So this will be more of a side project for the time being that I will finish later. Unless people really want to see a finished result soon, I could invest more time in the next month. But there are still all the vocab and grammar lists that I need to put in. I still need to make an SRS system. The whole learning and reviewing system also still has to be programmed. And then the automatic sentence making, which is just a pain to make, and it consumes so much time to make. Like, I need to put, like, it's not just a matter of putting the vocab inside of the application. It's actually like, I have a vocab word, and then I have to do all the conjugations of that vocab word together with, like, if it's used with this grammar point, it needs to be made into this version, else it needs to be made into this version, and it's just so, like, in my brain when I started this project, it looked so simple. But right now, it just looks way too complicated, and I keep forgetting how complex languages in general, like not only Japanese, languages in general are very, very, very confusing. Yeah, I could make it work, but it will take a long time. This app is supposed to be making sentences based on random grammar points together with random vocab. But there's even a problem that AI is struggling, like even AI is struggling with that kind of a thing. So I know there are the grammar rules which says how a noun needs to fit inside of a sentence, or like an adjective needs to be like mixed into a sentence. But there's so many exceptions. So the last couple of months that I've been working on this, I've basically like, it was not a fun time. It was not a fun time working on this application. I want to make something different compared to all the applications which are available right now. Like, I want to make an application that's actually worth using, that's actually like kind of like beneficial, something that isn't available right now. Even though I will give this application for free, I still want to make as good of a job as I possibly can. But I reached my limitations of my brain, I think. I'll probably continue making small prototypes, but to be honest, I will probably wait until January to start work on this again. I will make some more prototypes again. On the positive side, I learned how Flutter works, and I probably continue using Flutter for this application because, again, performance, file size is so much better, and implementing things, like if I want to implement ads, it would actually not be that difficult to do so. And many people may not know, but I'm still kind of a beginner in programming. I didn't go to school for programming. Like, I followed network management. I saw a little bit of like very, very basic programming, but long time gone, and we never really learned even the basics. It's just like, okay, if you want to do this, just use this code. It works. Just use it. Explanation? Just use it. It works. That was basically my programming education in the network management thing that I did. Maybe it's just I'm reaching the limits of my programming skills. Maybe it's just Japanese is confusing, very confusing. Or maybe it's just languages in general are confusing. So I honestly just need a small break. So my completely not think about this application, because I've been thinking about it for a long time now, and it's just breaking my head, and I need a break. But using this new thing called Flutter made me really learn more about code in general, and I've really improved as a programmer, I think. Like, what I have achieved up until now can be considered just another prototype. Like the thing that I've made right now, the thing that you just saw, basically another prototype, a learning experience for me. If you guys have any idea or advice on how I could improve this application, then please leave them in the comments below. If you have any advice on like how to do this system and such. I will take a break just from this project just until January, like I said before, and see if starting over will fix some of the things I'm stuck with right now. As for now, thanks for watching and good luck with whatever you're doing. See you all later, and have fun learning a new skill like programming. Bye bye.